In this unit, I'm going to talk about sales promotion. We'll look at what it is, talk about how it fits into the overall promotional mix, and I'll share some examples of things. But before I do that, I want to talk about ketchup and salsa. Now you're probably saying, what the heck has that got to do with marketing or marketing communications? It has a lot to do with it, and here's why. Remember that one of the key tenets of marketing is that you need to understand customer needs, and you also have to pay attention to social trends and attitudes and things in the marketing environment. In other words, there are a lot of things you can't control, but you have to figure out how your company is going to react to them. Well, about 10 years ago, there was a lot of news about how salsa had just taken over ketchup in terms of being the #1 condiment sold in the United States. Now, the reason that was significant is because it showed that it really demonstrated the shift to a more diverse population. Salsa is more of an ethnic food than ketchup, and when you sell more salsa than ketchup, that says something about your society. But ever since that time, there's been a lot of back and forth between the ketchup makers and the salsa makers over who actually sells more. Now, if you look at it in terms of dollar sales volume, in other words, adding all the amount of the product sold in terms of the dollar amount, salsa usually wins. But that can easily be because a jar of salsa usually costs more than a jar of ketchup. So you don't have to actually sell as many jars to have higher gross sales. But now the ketchup folks are quick to point out if you measure it in terms of unit sales, then ketchup sells more. Now, all of this back and forth only counts consumer sales. It doesn't really account for packets of ketchup that are distributed at fast food outlets or ketchup that is set on tables in different restaurants and things like that. So that can skew the figures a little bit. And the ketchup folks will also point out that studies show that most Americans always have a bottle of ketchup in their refrigerator, but they don't always have salsa. Now, as an aside, one of the most interesting product packaging innovations in recent years has been the dip and squeeze packaging that ketchup is being put in for fast food restaurants. Heinz did a lot of research on this and showed that consumers had a lot of struggles with the traditional ketchup packets. A lot of people eat their French fries when they're driving, and so they're trying to open ketchup packets that can squirt all over the place. Sometimes they can't get them to open, so you have to use your teeth. Usually it takes multiple packets for each package of fries, so you're opening more things than you need to. And there was concerns that all those plastic packets are not very environmentally friendly. So Heinz did their research and came up with a dip and squeeze packet. It's a little packet that you peel back the top of it, and then you can dip your ketchup. Their research shows that it's a lot easier to use, a lot friendlier for the environment, and that people love it. So you're starting to see some fast food outlets switch to this type of ketchup. Now, one of the challenges for them is that people don't need as many of these dip and squeeze packets as they needed the regular pouches that ketchup used to come in. So people tend to take more of them. So the fast food companies, a lot of times they don't put these out in the bin where you can take your own. They make customers ask for them because there might be a lot more waste, and waste equals cost. This was no small deal for the ketchup industry, but it shows how sometimes the small things like packaging design mean big things in terms of marketability. But let's get back to ketchup versus salsa. All the while the sniping was going on between ketchup and salsa, something else was happening. The folks who make Hidden Valley Ranch salad dressing started realizing that people use their product more like ketchup, and in fact have started replacing times when they'd use ketchup they'd begin substituting it with ranch dressing. To capitalize on this trend, they're repositioning the ranch salad dressing as Hidden Valley Ranch for everything. Look at the container. It looks like a ketchup container. They don't say dressing on the front of it. They call it for everything. And again, their studies show that about 15 to 20% of the people who were using ranch dressing weren't using it for salads anyway. So they're trying to reposition their product away from being just a salad dressing. Their research shows that people use it for fries, chicken, potatoes, sandwiches, even pizza sometimes. Now, in their quest to become the new ketchup, they have some challenges, and one of them is getting their product sold in the condiment aisle as opposed to the salad dressing aisle. Ideally, they would have their product placed right next to the ketchup in the grocery stores. One of the other challenges is that the product must be refrigerated. Unlike ketchup that can sit out perhaps on a restaurant table for weeks and weeks at a time, this product needs refrigeration. And if you want this to sit next to the ketchup on the restaurant table, they're going to need to come up with a new formulation. They're working on that. They've also reconfigured the product just a little bit to make it thicker than regular salad dressing, because when you pour this on your plate to dip from, you don't want it to run all over the other foods. So there's still a few product things that they are tweaking, but it's very, very innovative. And the reason I bring this up is it's just so interesting to see how these trends just pop up, and how sometimes through watching what your customers do and how they're interacting with your product leads to whole new avenues of things. Imagine if you're Heinz Ketchup or if you're the salsa makers and you've been arguing back and forth and competing with each other so long, and all of a sudden something else pops up that you weren't really expecting. Imagine how they might respond. So again, just a little bit of fun with something in the grocery aisles. You'll have to look for this next time you're in the store. I want to tell you about something else now. When I first moved to Oxford, Mississippi, I began shopping at one of the few grocery stores that is here, and it's the Kroger store. I wasn't familiar with Kroger stores. They don't have them in the area of the country that I came from. But the first or second time I shopped there, the sales clerk asked if I would like a Kroger Plus card. I didn't know what it was, so I asked them, and she said, it's just a discount card. When you shop here, you swipe your Kroger Plus card, and you'll receive discounts on certain products and certain purchases. I asked what the catch was. No catch, she said. I just give you the card and you use it. I asked if I have to pay for the card. She said, nope. So I said, sure, I'll take one. I swiped it, and I saved $5 or so on that trip to the grocery store. And every time I go back to Kroger now, I use my Kroger card, and I'm saving money. It's great for me. But here's what I can't figure out. They don't have my name. I never had to sign up for the card. Now, you could surmise that perhaps they are able to marry up my, who I am as a person with the Kroger card, as long as I'm paying for my groceries with a credit card or a bank card. But a lot of times, especially for smaller purchases, I just pay cash. And here's where it baffles me a little bit, because usually the idea of these loyalty cards and things like this are to learn more information about the customer, who they are, what their purchase activity is, what kinds of things they're buying, how often they shop, and etc. Think of how valuable that would be in terms of market informations. But they don't have my address. They don't have my name. I've never received any additional marketing materials from Kroger. All they're really doing is saving me money each time I shop, and I love that. But it just, like I said, it's a little confusing to me on why there's not more marketing around this. Now, in all fairness, there could be some things going on that I'm not aware of. For one, as of right now, my permanent address is actually in another state. And if they were to marry up my credit card behavior with my Kroger card, it could be a little bit confusing, because they would realize, well, I don't actually live in Oxford. Also, I don't buy a lot of groceries, so it could be that I fall in the bucket of a customer who's not really worth doing extra marketing to. But again, and I also tend to shop only when school is in session, so they might think I'm a student. So who knows? I don't have the answers. I'm merely pointing out that my Kroger card is a great benefit for me. I love shopping there. But to me, if you're going to have a program like this, you would spend more effort trying to understand who your customers are. Like a frequent flyer program, for example. I get my frequent flyer miles, but they certainly know who I am and how often I'm flying, and can direct other marketing things to me. Now, what's this got to do with anything? Well, it's because the Kroger Plus card and other similar programs like this are all an important form of sales promotion. And that's what our topic is. That's what I want to go through. We'll look at some examples, and I will share some advantages and disadvantages of this with you. Sales promotion are integrated marketing things that a company does to entice you to buy something immediately, to get you over the hump, to make you go ahead and purchase something that you might not otherwise because you have the sales promotion in front of you. It can be things like discounts, gifts, coupons, contests, samples, freebies, store displays, and a lot of other things. And sales promotion is very different from some of the other forms of the integrated marketing communication promotional mix. Advertising and public relations, for example, are great ways to build brands and raise awareness of your company. Direct marketing is a great way to speak with customers on a one-on-one basis. You can really personalize the message and speak directly to them. But sales promotion is designed to get you to buy, and to get you to buy immediately. It can be very effective in terms of achieving what you want. One of the things you've got to be careful with is sales promotion can sometimes cheapen an image. Imagine if you're a very expensive, high-end restaurant. It might not seem appropriate to have a coupon, 2 for 1, or $5 off an appetizer or something like that. Because remember, integrated communications is all about the sum total of all of the things that all of the brand touch points are communicating. And if you've got an expensive product but a cheap coupon, it can be confusing to customers. The point of sales promotion is to get customers to try things that they otherwise wouldn't, to build loyalty, to switch brands, and to buy now instead of later. A big problem with sales promotion, however, is that when the incentive goes away, so does the interest in it. About 85% of all the carry-out pizza sold in the United States is sold using a coupon. Companies like Pizza Hut, Papa John's, and others spend an inordinate amount of money on couponing because that's how customers buy. You would think that if you had eaten a certain type of pizza over and over, you might have some loyalty to it. But unfortunately, what happens is those companies realize if they don't have the coupons, the sales will go back down. In other words, people who buy pizzas are looking for the coupon. And that, again, reflects the point here that when the incentive goes away, so does the interest. People won't buy without the incentive. Let's look at some of the specific things that sales promotion includes. It includes coupons. Coupons can be dollars off. It can be 2 for 1s. It can be percentage off. Coupons are found anywhere. Newspapers, magazines, and a lot of different places, so they're widely available. And I remember when people thought that with the advent of the internet, paper and printed coupons would go away. But that hasn't been the case. Coupons come in newspapers, freestanding, and other things. They're easy to track, easy to use, and relatively low cost in terms of the form of promotion that it is. There are companies like Groupon that are making inroads into internet coupons, but that's actually a tough business model for companies like that. And again, most people are still gravitating towards the physical, the tangible types of coupons. But be familiar with what a coupon is. Sales promotion also includes a bonus size or bonus pack. What it means is getting more for your money than you normally would get. Here's the example of Snickers, 9 Snicker bars plus 3. It's a bonus pack, so you feel like you're getting more for the same price. Another example would be if you see a king-size candy bar that still costs the same as a regular candy bar. Giving you more at the same price is a way to get you to purchase. Sales promotion includes price reductions or sales. Some organizations have to be careful with sales because they have things on sale so often that customers become acclimated to not wanting to purchase unless the item is on sale. Department stores are especially prone to this. It will be interesting to see the path that JCPenney followed. They have done some rebranding and are moving away from putting items on sale to more trying to provide good value on a daily basis. And it sounds good in theory, but again, if customers are attuned to looking for sales, it might not work for them. Time will tell. Sales promotion also includes specialty packages. This is when you have perhaps a tie-in with a special movie or a season or an event or something. Here the example are specially packaged M&Ms for the holiday season, or look at the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup that's the tie-in with Batman movie. Those can get people to buy that normally wouldn't. And again, that's the idea of sales promotion. Sales promotion also includes samples. Think of when you go to the grocery store on a Saturday morning and they're handing out little bites of food here and there. The idea is to get you to try it and to get you to buy it. And it can be a very effective way of boosting sales. The trick, however, is that getting you to keep buying the product when it's not being given away in samples. That's actually where sales promotion works with other forms of advertising. Let's use sales promotion to get you to try it. Then we will use branding, or we'll use advertising and relations and other things to build the brand to try to keep you there. So sales promotion usually works in concert with other things. Sales promotion includes point of purchase, or POP. This simply means that there's promotion right at the place where you buy it. So think of displays in stores, especially around certain times of year. For example, there will be big displays of potato chips or picnic items or things like that in the store. Doritos and Frito-Lay always does things, for example, around Super Bowl time. You'll walk into the store and see gigantic displays of things. That's to remind you that it's there and to get you to buy it and to make you notice it. Point of purchase can also be as simple as a table tent on a table at a restaurant. Sales promotion includes refunds and rebates. Now, a lot of people ask, why do companies bother with rebates? Why don't they just give you the discount at the cash register? And one of the reasons is a lot of people don't submit the information for a rebate. You think you're going to, but then you never do. And so there's a good percentage of people that they don't actually have to provide the rebate to. Sales promotion includes continuity programs. Think of frequent flyer programs or loyalty programs or punch cards. I know the Starbucks here on the Ole Miss campus has a punch card, and for every 10th cup of coffee you buy, you get one free. The idea is keep you coming back because you're going to try for your free one. Sales promotion is also trial offers. Sometimes with appliances, you can buy them with the idea that you can return them within 30 days if you don't like them. You see this on things like vacuum cleaners, or Netflix has this. The idea is if we can get you to try it, there's really no risk, because if you really aren't satisfied, you haven't lost any money. They're banking on the idea that you'll like the product and stick with it. Sales promotion can be contests and sweepstakes. The big thing you have to be careful of with contests is the legal rules that go along with it. In most states, contests are regulated more as a lottery, which means things like everyone has to have an equal chance of winning. And you can't often tie the purchases to the winning. In other words, you usually don't have to purchase anything to be entered into the contest itself. Whenever I've been involved in the promotion of contests and sweeps, the law departments and the attorneys actually drive most of the marketing communications. Sales promotion can include premiums or gifts. I've done things where for insurance and financial services company, such that if you call for a free, no obligation quote or something just for calling, you receive a gift. One time with one campaign, we gave out Rand Malley road atlases, and it was a successful way to get people to take the action to call for the quote in this instance, receive a gift. The hope is that when you receive the quote, you also sign up for the insurance. And finally, sales promotion also includes things like giveaways, drawings, etc. Now, the advantages of sales promotion are, we've already talked about a couple of them, but they're the immediate sales boost. And you can also time your sales promotion activities to run when you have other slow times in your business. That's why companies like Domino's advertise special pizza deals on Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays, nights when business may be a little slow. You usually don't see them advertising special deals on Fridays or Saturdays when sales are good anyway. Another advantage is visibility. You're drawing attention to the product through the sales promotion activities. Think of the displays in stores where you might not otherwise notice a product, but because they pull it out into a special section and put it in a special display on the floor or even right on the checkout stand, you're more apt to notice it. And with many forms of sales promotion, there's also the advantage of trackability. When you use coupons, you know right away how they're being used and the effectiveness of them. You may not always know who's using them, but you can tell whether or not they're being redeemed or not. Some of the disadvantages of sales promotion is, one, it won't build long-term loyalty. As I said previously, when the sales promotion tactic goes away, oftentimes business will fall back. If you're not careful, it can damage a brand. I previously mentioned the example of an expensive restaurant using a coupon. That really doesn't help the brand. And there are other instances where brands are not helped by the sales promotion activity. And finally, there's the cost. Sales promotion is not cheap, not only in terms of creating the actual promotion itself. Oftentimes there's, if you're making a big display for a store, that can be expensive, or printing, or if the items are mailed or distributed, that's expensive. But you also have the expense of the promotion itself. In other words, you're making more product than you normally would and giving it away, or you're giving away the sample, or you're giving away the gift, or you're giving away the prize that is part of the sales promotion. So in addition to the marketing itself, you have the actual cost of the product or the other things that you're doing. This concludes the unit on sales promotion.